Hello, this is History Shorts with the Artifactual Scholar. Today, I'll be talking about the Resurrection Men. Today, most of us take for granted that our medical professionals have a good understanding of human anatomy and physiology. Modern doctors, nurses, and others have spent years learning how our bodies function. Prior to the late 18th century, however, medical practitioners often lacked basic anatomical knowledge and relied on the teachings of ancient Greek and Roman physicians and philosophers. By the early 19th century, a new breed of doctors and surgeons began to reevaluate the state of medical knowledge and pushed for a deeper understanding of how the human body worked. Accordingly, new schools of anatomy were established across Britain and Europe to teach students the inner workings of humans. One of the most important aspects of these institutions was the practical experience of human dissection. Dissection had long been a somewhat scandalous part of the study of the human body. The great Renaissance artist Leonardo da Vinci examined corpses to better understand their skeletal and muscular structures. And the Dutch artist Rembrandt famously depicted a 17th century Amsterdam anatomy lesson. Yet, most Europeans viewed human dissection with horror. Despite the general attitude toward post-mortem examination, the burgeoning medical schools of the Georgian era needed an ever-increasing number of corpses to study. The problem was that the supply of legal dissection subjects was very small, limited to executed convicts, and the demand for bodies was ever-growing. To meet the demand, a distinct, specialized type of worker emerged, the body snatcher or resurrection man. Often working in teams or gangs, the resurrection men would enter graveyards at night, dig up freshly buried bodies, and sell them to the medical schools. Though morally and socially questionable, the activities of the resurrection men were not technically illegal because, in Georgian Britain, corpses could not be legally considered property. Therefore, stealing bodies was not a theft. The gruesome work of disinterring dead bodies could be very lucrative, the resurrectionists sometimes earning a month's salary for the sale of one corpse. Yet to the average Briton, the idea of their body being dug up and dissected was very troubling. The wealthy attempted to protect their corpses through the use of heavy iron cages or vaults known as mortsafes. And eventually, Parliament passed legislation that undermined the work of the resurrection men. In 1832, the Anatomy Act gave doctors and students legal access to unclaimed bodies from the numerous prisons and workhouses across Britain. By the middle of the 19th century, the resurrection men had become unnecessary. Yet their occupation did leave a lasting impression in the British literary imagination. Many Gothic horror tales feature grave robbers and disinterred bodies as central plot elements. Perhaps the greatest, and certainly the most famous of these stories, is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, first published in 1818. This has been History Shorts. Thanks for watching.